Shraddha Shinde, your host for the day, and it gives me immense pleasure to welcome each one of you on behalf of Ishaque Leyland. And well, ladies and gentlemen, today is not about just a team. Today isn't about a season. Today isn't about a partnership. Today is about a way of thinking, a belief. A belief that milestones, they are not supposed to slow you down. Milestones give you moments of clarity. They are also a proof of what you are capable of and the challenges that lie ahead. So success is never the end of the road. Success only makes you stronger and all set to rise again. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is the exact belief that has powered Ishaque Leyland through years of transformation, building strength, reliability and progress on Indian roads. And this is also the belief that has powered Mumbai Indians women's team to be focused, fearless and always ready to rise. Well, with that, competitions will get tougher. There will be challenges, but there's one thing that is constant within you, and that is the fire within you. That is the belief within you. And that belief has a name, that is Zid Wahi, Manzil Nahi. So ladies and gentlemen, मुझे कुछ करना है अभी with all the audience. We want this belief to echo in this room. We want this belief to echo in your hearts. So everybody on this side, मैं बोलने वाली हूँ Zid Wahi. You have to say मंजिल नहीं, okay? Zid Wahi. यार, इतनी नहीं मतलब slow मंजिल इतनी थोड़ा energy लाओ यार मंजिल में. Zid Wahi. Everybody on this side, Zid Wahi. Everybody together, Zid Wahi. Okay, thank you so much. Well, with that, to see how this mindset looks in action, we have a very special message from the Mumbai Indians women's team as they gear up for a new season with the same determination. So can we please have it on the screen?
Hello Mumbai Indians family, Harmanpreet Kaur here. Last year has been special with multiple victories, and sharing this journey with fans like you makes it even more grateful. Focus now shift to the next challenge. Zid wahi, manzil nahi. Hello Walton, Amanjit Kaur here. What defines Mumbai Indians is the hunger to keep growing, keep pushing and keep believing.
Hello everyone, this is Kamini. Mumbai Indians is about showing up with intent, trusting the process and playing for something bigger than ourselves.
कोई मंजिल दूर नहीं, कोई मंजिल दूर नहीं,
कोई मंजिल दूर नहीं.
Can you give a round of applause for the video? Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We are all set to welcome our champions of the Mumbai Indians women's team. Starting with the first one to join us is a world-class all-rounder, a record breaker and one of the most feared match winners in women's cricket. She's the first player in WPL history to score over 1,000+ runs, topping the WPL run charts ahead of every batter and a most valuable player for her all-round brilliance. She's also the first English cricketer to take a T20 international hat-trick and the woman who rewrote history with the fastest century in women's test cricket of just 96 balls and who also scored the first century of WPL. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for a World Cup winner with England and the current captain of England and an amazing player with Mumbai Indians. Let's give it up for Natalie Sciver-Brunt. Come on, everybody. Let's have a huge round of applause as she joins us. You're our champion. Come on, let's have a huge round of applause as Natalie joins us. Can we have a huge round of applause for Natalie? Come on, everybody, let's clap. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, to join us is the fastest bowler the women's game has ever seen, the only woman to break the 130 kmph barrier and the fear factor for batters across the world with 300+ international wickets, over 15 years of dominance with South Africa and the match-winning spells in World Cups and global leagues. She didn't just play the game, she just changed the tempo. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for, yes, that's absolutely right, speed queen of world cricket, Shabnim Ismail. Come on, everybody, let's clap for the champion. Once again, give me a huge round of applause for Shabnim. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, joining us is a cricketer whose journey from the back streets of Kolkata's Park Circus to the world stage is a triumph for every girl with dreams. A left-arm spinner who took the WPL by storm, finishing among the top wicket takers in her debut season and becoming a game changer for Mumbai Indians when it mattered the most. She also made her India debut in 2023, almost immediately after WPL. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Saika Ishaque. Can we have a huge round of applause for our very own Indian cricketer and a Mumbai Indians team player, Saika Ishaque. Can we have a round of applause for Saika? And with that, on this special occasion to honor all of you, today we have with us Mr. Rajesh Mani, Head of Marketing and Corporate Communications, Ashok Leyland. I would request him to please join us and felicitate our champions. Starting with Natalie. Can you have a round of applause? A very warm welcome to you, Natalie, and thank you so much for joining us. A very warm welcome, Shabnim, and thank you so much for joining us. Saika, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. एक बार जोरदार तालियां हो जाए. Thank you so much, Rajesh, for joining us on the stage. Okay, once again, can we clap for our champions? My God, it's like a dream come true, at least for me, for sharing this stage. And thank you so much for being here and sharing this day with our audience. Well, with that, let's get started. It's going to be a very interesting chat. And I'm going to start with Natalie. So, Natalie, you've moved countries. Like when you were a child, you've stayed in Japan, you've stayed in Poland and Netherlands. You've also played football. When you were in Poland, you were also part of the Polish Women's League. You've actively pursued tennis and basketball. So I want to know from you, decision making is really difficult. So how did you decide on pursuing cricket professionally?
Yeah, when it came down to it, it was about the people and about the team that I was part of. So at the same time, I was playing football and cricket, and decided I had more friends in cricket. So yeah, I stopped playing football and I suppose focused a bit more on cricket then.
Okay, and what was that moment when you knew that yes, this is it?
Well, I think I was about 13 or something like that.
Wow.
And I guess I was trying to do both at the time. Silent, please. And yeah, I was getting pretty tired, and my schoolwork was taking a hit as well. So yeah, I decided I needed to just do one. So that was it. I made my sister join with me for the first year, so I would definitely have a friend.
Wow. Amazing.
But yeah, just from
But
there.
you took that decision at 13, and my God, we are so thankful to you for that. And
I'm
tell
thankful
you,
too.
yes, and I'll tell you why. Can we have a huge round of applause? What an amazing game against RCB and scoring the first century of the history of WPL. Can we have a huge round of applause for that? So I want to know from you, like during that moment, did you think about it? Like what was going on in your mind, and did you know that this is the moment you're creating history for women's cricket?
Yeah, I guess I'd seen a few people get to the 90s and obviously get out and not get over the three figures. So yeah, I guess when I'm batting at the start of an innings, you never really think about what it's going to be like when you walk off. So yeah, I was just doing what I usually do, thinking about the ball and yeah, I guess trying to hit runs and score as many as I could. So yeah, when I got to the 90s, I was a bit nervous, obviously, and yeah, I guess wanted to make sure I got as many runs for the team.
Incredible. And like you said, you're doing something you usually do, and I think that is being a star, like an absolute star on the field. So thank you so much, Natalie, for that. And I'm going to move to Shabnim now. So I have something really interesting. So we are in the presence of a player that has a very special connection to Gujarat. And Shabnim, your father was from this region and your family moved to South Africa before you were born. And now that you find yourself in Vadodara, which is I think almost around 150 kilometers from Surat, so I want to know from like we feel that it's like life coming in full circle. So how does it feel to be in Gujarat, and what does this place mean to you as a journey
Yeah,
in your cricket?
obviously playing for South Africa for 17 years, and I mean coming to India, it just feels like home. Obviously, like you don't play for your country no more. So whenever I head over to India, it feels like I'm playing at home. So I still play with pride and passion. So yeah, it means a lot to me being over here and playing obviously with all the fans, family, and then everyone that's supporting us around the world as well.
Wow, and we are so happy to have you with us.
Oh, thank you, appreciate that.
Well, with that, we have something special for you on the screen. Can you please have it on the screen? Okay. Any connection that the audience can find?
Yeah, definitely Vernon Philander. I think when we grew up, Vernon like stayed like 2 blocks away from our house, and we always trained together and played together. And I was always the one trying to get him out. I did get him out a couple of times though, which was really nice, but never obviously thought we'd make the milestone or the achievement of obviously reaching the highest level, which is playing for South Africa, and that's definitely something really special.
Wow, that's incredible. So I would like to tell the audience that the pictures that you see on the screen, they're South African cricketers, very famous. So we have Vernon Philander, we also have Buran and Yasin, who's your cousin. And she used to play cricket with them as a child. And also, I've also heard that your grandfather, he used to support you really well, and he always used to believe in you, and he had said that you'll be the best in South Africa and in the world. So I want to know from you these early experiences that you had in your life, and also the support of your family, your grandfather. So how have these experiences shaped you and your journey as a cricketer?
Yeah, definitely. Nana, he always supported me. He was one person who always said, I need to read books about cricket. I need to make sure my hand is hard when I'm taking catches. He used to just push me all the time to want to do well. And then obviously looking back at Yasin, Vernon Philander, we always played cricket together. So it was really nice, obviously growing up. You had like the leadership of the males also. And then a lot of people used to tell me it's a male-dominated sport, which we all agree it's not true. So obviously the females coming through the rankings and the system just shows of how brave women cricketers can be, and how we obviously shape the world and how we're playing our cricket at the moment.
Wow, that's incredible. And you mentioned that your grandfather used to encourage you to read books. Any book that you would recommend that we could read?
I hate reading. I hate reading. Obviously, for me, it's also about watching cricket. And I think that's one thing, like playing that movie in your mind, and then obviously going onto the field and just portraying your skill and just doing what you do best.
Absolutely. Nothing like watching it live.
I
Perfect.
agree.
Well, thank you so much, Shabnim. Well, with that, Saika, हम आपके पास आने वाले अभी Saika, आपकी जो life journey रही है, ये बहुत ही difficult रही है. I would like to tell the audience that she comes from a very humble background. बहुत ही humble background से आती है ये कोलकाता से. बहुत ही hardships इन्होंने बहुत ही young age में देखे हैं. And after that, she has become a professional player. आपने WPL में आपका debut किया. She has performed in WPL और उसके बाद उन्होंने अपना India debut भी किया 2023 में. तो इन हार्डशिप्स, ये जो चैलेंजेस आपने अर्ली लाइफ में देखे हैं, तो इन्होंने आपकी जर्नी को एज अ क्रिकेटर कैसे शेप किया है?
कुछ नहीं, ऐसा रहा कि लाइफ में बहुत सारे अप एंड डाउन आए हैं, बट हमेशा मेरे को सपोर्ट मिला है. लाइक मेरे फैमिली से सपोर्ट मिला है, जुलंदी से सपोर्ट मिला है. वो हमेशा मेरे को पुश करती है. अगर मैं प्रैक्टिस नहीं भी जाऊँ तो लाइक उनका हमेशा ये रहता है कि तुझे क्या करना है, नहीं करना है. तो उनसे मेरे को बहुत सपोर्ट मिला है और आगे भी मिलते रहेगा. और यही है कि मेरे को लाइफ में सब घर वालों से ज़्यादा सपोर्ट मिला है कि अगर कुछ भी करना है, नहीं करना है, तो घर वाले मेरे साथ रहते थे.
वाह, और ये बहुत ज़रूरी है. कैन वी हैव अ राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज फॉर हर फैमिली? Thank you so much, Saika, for sharing that. Well, with that, Nat, I'm going to come to you. So we have a very special... Did I scare you? So sorry for that. Okay. So with that, we have a very special video for you. So I would request you to please check out the screen. The audience also do check this out. It's a very special video. Okay, a very wrong timing, but can you play that again? Yes, let's play that again. And oh my God, I think that is the cutest thing I've seen on the internet. Can we have a huge round of applause for that? And what we saw, so he is Theodore and he's Natalie's son. And how does it feel? Like, I mean, being a parent, and you became a parent, I think, in March 2025. And then immediately a month after that, you also embraced leadership at the highest level. So it almost happened, I think, March, April. It was very back to back for you. So how does becoming a parent influence your leadership at the same time? We want to know about it.
I guess it gives a great perspective. I mean, Theo doesn't care if you score a century or you get a duck. So yeah, he's obviously very happy to see you when you finish, I suppose, on the pitch. But yeah, I think it gives you a really grounded perspective and I guess allows you to remember about your life outside of the game. I think
Absolutely.
sometimes you can get really immersed in it and obviously feel like it's the most important thing in the world, which obviously is extremely important, but you have other things outside of cricket to remind you that yeah, I suppose that you've got responsibilities. So yeah, it's a great feeling to be able to I guess perform, leave Theo and Catherine outside of cricket. But yeah, I always have them to come back to.
Wow, that's lovely. Can we have a round of applause? Thank you so much, Nat. With that, I want to come to Shabnim now. So, Shabnim, I read this in an interview, and this is all about self-belief that I'm talking. So, you once told your coach that you had a match against Pakistan, and you told your coach that you're going to take 4 wickets. You did that. I think you took 5, if I'm not wrong. And also in the 2020 WBBL finale, your captain had texted you, and you told your captain, "We have got this." And you were also awarded you were the first overseas cricketer to be named the player of the match, and you had played for Sydney Thunder. So I think that shows a lot of self-belief because you were so confident about yourself. So I want to know from you, fast bowling is of course mentally and physically demanding. So how important has self-belief been in your journey, especially in moments when the odds were against you?
Yeah, for me, obviously, I play my cricket mentally. I believe it's a 80% mental and 20% skill. I'm not saying you shouldn't work on your skill, but I think what's up in your mind, that's one thing that obviously drives you to want to be better and obviously execute your skill on the pitch. And then obviously coming back to the WBBL final, the captain did message me and she's like, "Ships, I'm a bit nervous." I was like, "Don't stress about it. You got me and you got the team that's backing each other." And I just felt like at that stage we needed obviously Meg Lanning's wicket, and we know what a professional and what a world class player she is, and we knew we needed to get her wicket. And I bowled like 4 overs in the power play, and I said I was at 3 overs starting. I said, "Give me the last over of the power play, which was my 4th wicket." And I said, "Just give it to me. I think I can get the wicket." And she's like, "Okay, I'm believing in you because you messaged me." And then we got the wicket, and I think that was just like the breakthrough we needed. So yeah, it's more about self-belief like you mentioned, but also it's what you do behind the scenes, where obviously the fans and the supporters don't see how hard we work behind the scenes in training sessions to execute our skill when we get out there. But it's also having that pressure of being in the nets and executing your skill to actually come out at the big stage and trying to execute as best as you can. So I feel like in that sense, I think for myself, I believe that I can obviously execute. Doesn't always happen, but I mean, we try and execute as best as we can. I just firmly believe that I'm the person to want to do it all the time under pressure.
Wow, that's incredible. And while we're talking about this, let's talk about breaking the barrier. So there was a barrier which is 130 kmph, and Shabnim broke that, and she delivered a 132.1 kmph, and that was the fastest delivery in the women's cricket. So I want to know from you, when you broke that barrier, like how did it change the perceptions of pace in women's game?
Yeah, for me, it's always since I grew up, I always wanted to be one of the quickest bowlers in the world. That was always my goal and my drive to wanting to be better. But also, like I mentioned, it's what you do on and off the field, trying to be as professional as I can. On and off the field, I mean, I'm at the age of 37 now, where I still feel I still have that fire in me to want to play. And I always say it's when you enjoy the game, that's actually when you play your best and not putting too much pressure. But then also in saying that, it's like having the skill to obviously execute as well. But that 132 mark, I actually didn't think about it. Actually, don't think I bowled well in the game. And after the game, they actually told me that I broke the barrier, and I was like, I couldn't believe it because I bowled like really terrible in that game. And you always want to forget about it, and then you have interviews after where there's so much of pressure. Like, how do you like go to the interview and be like, "You know what, I never bowled well," but I mean, it's part and parcel of the game. And I think that's one thing that fans also need to understand. Like, we're never going to be perfect in every game. And I think for us going out there with all the pressure, I don't think a lot of people actually know what we actually go through before the game, after the game, and actually during the game. So just like us, we always backing each other on and off the field. whether we win or lose. And I think that's what makes teams successful as well.
Wow, that's nice. And I think that's an incredible message also that you gave to all of us. So thank you so much for that. Well, with that, Saika, we're going to move to you now. And can you please have the pictures on the screen? मैं कुछ दिखाने वाली हूँ अभी screen पर. So, Saika, I can see Saika smile now. Saika smile कर रही है. I think she's a little bit emotional as well. तो मैं आप सभी को बताना चाहूँगी कि screen पर जो हम देख रहे हैं, it's her coach, which is Shraddha Shinde, जिन्होंने बहुत 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 अच्छा coaching दिया है Saika को, and he has mentored her throughout. और जैसे कि साइका ने मेंशन किया कि she also had a mentor in herself, which was Julian Goswami. एंड वो भी उनके पूरे जर्नी में उनका भी बहुत एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट रहा है. आई वुड ऑल्सो लाइक टू टेल यू कि आपका फर्स्ट किट आई एम श्योर आई थिंक जुलन शी हैड गिवन यू दैट, राइट? सो शी हैड ऑल्सो गिवन साइका द फर्स्ट किट. तो साइका, मैं आपसे जानना चाहूंगी कि आपने मेंटोर्स के बारे में बात की है, बट कितना इम्पोर्टेंट होता है किसी के लाइफ में ऐसे मेंटोर्स होना?
मैं थोड़ा बदमाश हूँ, तो मेरे लाइफ में अगर जुलू दी है तो मतलब ऐसा रहता है कि मेरे को कुछ भी करने से पहला सोचना पड़ता है कि मैं ये करूँ नहीं करूँ. वरना ऐसा रहता है ना, जहाँ पे मुझे उनकी डर नहीं रहती है ना, वहाँ पे मैं कुछ भी कर देती हूँ. तो ये सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट रहा है कि मेरे को उनसे डर रहा है लाइफ में. घर वालों के बाद मेरे को लाइफ में बस उनसे डर रहा है कि मैं कुछ भी करूँ तो उनको बुरा ना लगे. तो वो उस मतलब वो सोचकर मैं कुछ बुरा नहीं करती हूँ. तो ये चीज बहुत अच्छा रहा है मेरे लाइफ में.
राइट, एब्सोल्युटली. एंड शिवसागर सर, उनके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहोगे?
सर का ऐसा रहा है कि वो अपना उनका मतलब वो आरबीआई में जॉब करते हैं. तो हमारा एक सीजन ऐसा, जब फर्स्ट सीजन हम WPL के लिए मतलब मैं सेलेक्ट हुई हूँ, तो उनका ऐसा रहता था वो मंथ दो महीना ऐसा रहा है कि वो जॉब में गए ही नहीं कि नहीं तू प्रैक्टिस करेगी. मैंने बोला यार सर थक गया. मैं नहीं थका, तू कैसे थक गई? फिर ऐसा भी रहता था कि अगर मैं उनका कॉल नहीं, मेरा एक आदत है कि अगर मुझे प्रैक्टिस नहीं करना है तो मैं फ़ोन ऑफ कर देती हूँ. लड़ रहे भाई तुम लोग सब, जिसको जहाँ रहना है. तो फिर वो मतलब घर वाले को फ़ोन कर देते थे, मेरे फ्रेंड्स को कॉल कर देते थे. तो फिर वहाँ से भी ऐसा रहता था. वो इन दोनों का मेरे लाइफ में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल रहा है. तो
वाओ, बट यार क्या स्टोरी थी. कैन वी हैव अ राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज फॉर आवर मेंटोर स्पेशली. थैंक यू सो मच साइका, आपने ये शेयर किया हमारे साथ. वेल, विद दैट आई एम गोइंग टू कम टू नैट नाउ. I try to speak softly right now, but
No, I'm ready.
Okay, I have something to show on the screen. So she's breaking too many records. She's also inventing her own shots as well. So can you please have it on the screen?
Little flick between the legs.
How can we not talk about this?
It's not like she hasn't practiced it, Isha.
Very intentional. She practices it in the nets, and we've labelled it.
अच्छा, मैं आप सभी को
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Anything you can do, Nat Siver.
Welcome boundary for England.
So this is Barristow
What is that?
playing the
We've
same
had
shot
the
which Nat
nutmeg.
played.
Is that the ginger nut?
Okay, so first of all, let me tell you, she has also invented her own shot. Okay, so this was her own shot, and later, as you saw on the next screen, Barristow, he again played the same shot as her. So I want to know from you, this is called the nutmeg shot, and I want to know from you, you're setting standards for men, and I think that's so cool. Like, kudos to that.
He got a boundary
So,
though.
yeah.
I think mine nearly went for 2, unfortunately.
But that was incredible. I want to know, how did you invent it? Did you think about it? Were you practicing it beforehand? Please tell us.
So it happened by accident the first time. So I think my technique wasn't very good, so I was falling over. And if someone bowled a Yorker right on leg stump, that was the only way that I could hit it without getting out. So yeah, that is, I suppose, how it happened. And then I think someone did capture it in the Mets, one of our media team before. But yeah, I mean, it at the start it wasn't intentional. I mean, that was pretty intentional, I guess, because that was, I suppose, the ball that is required for. I think I tried to play it off Shibs before, but it didn't go as well as
No?
that.
Okay.
A bit more difficult. Yeah, it's more ball specific. So yeah, I haven't done it in a while because my technique's a little bit better now. I don't really fall over so much. So yeah, it's in the locker there if we need it.
Okay, but we would love to see it this season, I think. But can we have a round of applause for the Natmeg shot? That is incredible. And Shabnim, I want to know from you. So you also had your early challenges, and in your career, you faced multiple challenges as well, including major injuries like a broken finger in 2016, a knee problem in 2021. And there's always this pressure of maintaining high performance, this aggression, this demon persona that you have on field. So yet you're thriving and you're redefining pace. So I want to know from you that what message do you want to give out to people who are facing their own challenges?
It's never easy. I mean, as a fast bowler, I can definitely say I never had really major injuries, touch wood. But I mean, it's like I mentioned earlier, it's obviously maintaining your body on and off the field. Like I mentioned also, like I'm at the age of 37 now, where I need to know what to put into my body and obviously what not to put into my body. And obviously for the young females out there, I'm a firm believer of if you're not the fast bowler, don't bowl at all. So yeah, just obviously just managing yourself, and obviously if you have a dream, like I always had a dream of wanting to bowl fast, and I always tell people whenever they interview me or ask me what is your dream, I always say I'm living my dream at the moment, which is bowling fast and taking wickets. And obviously the new ball is one of the key factors for me. I love taking the new ball and obviously getting wickets. So that's one thing that I thrive on, and one thing that actually makes me want to play cricket more and more, and that fire that burns in me as well, which is really nice.
Wow, that's incredible. And while we are at you, so your jersey number is 89. And it has a very special connection to Andre Nell as well, and who has significantly influenced you while you're growing up. So can you please share more about that connection and what it means to you as a player?
Yeah, obviously, so it was actually between, I love Daleston. I think myself and Daleston have exactly the slow ball. We have the bouncer and we have the pace as well. But I think something stood out about Andre now, where he had a bit more aggression. He used to go more at batters. And I think in the early stages of my game, that's exactly what I want to do, is always tempting the batters to actually want to go hard against me when I'm bowling. But then now actually when I reach a certain level, I'm a bit more timid than what I was earlier in my career. But I mean, Andre now, I always wanted his t-shirt number, and I mean, he came to some of my matches. He still speaks to me till today, and he knows that the reason why I keep that t-shirt number is because of him and just that passion and fire that he had on the field. And that's sometimes what I do on the field as well. So just having that connection with him.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, thank you so much. Well, with that, we'll come to the last question now for Saika. So Saika, you have been doing amazing things. मतलब इतने young age में आपने इतनी सारी achievements कर ली है, and there are so many young women out there. India में कितनी सारी ऐसी youngsters हैं जिनको cricket में आना है. तो ऐसी young लड़कियों को आप क्या आपका message देना चाहोगे?
कुछ नहीं, बस बिलीव रखना है. अगर मुझे करना है तो मतलब करना है. सामने वाले कोई भी बोले उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. यही है, बस बिलीव रखना है अपने पे.
Okay, self-belief. That's incredible. Thank you so much. With that, I have a quick rapid fire for all of you before we close this conversation. So, Nat, I want to know from you, tell me who's the biggest foodie in the team?
Sorry, rapid fire, yeah. Hayley Matthews.
Okay, Hayley, perfect. Most likely to take 1 million selfies, Shabnim?
Yeah, I'm gonna go maybe with Gupta.
Okay, okay. Saika, team का सबसे best dancer कौन है? Sanskriti, okay. Nat, who's most competitive during practice?
SS.
Okay. Best prankster in the squad?
Oh, that's a difficult one. We have quite a few, but I'm gonna probably go with Hayley.
Amelia had taken your name last time in Mumbai. Okay, Hayley, and so we know the two pranksters now. Okay, the next one is, tell me, हमेशा late कौन आता है team meetings के लिए? Oh, she's late, always late. Okay, that's you.
Reason late मतलब late होने का नहीं रहता है. ऐसा रहता है, मुझे मैसेजेस समझ में नहीं आते. इतने सारे मैसेज रहते हैं, मैं कंफ्यूज रहती हूँ कि जाना कब है.
तो ऐसा नहीं है ना शिव सागर सर के साथ जैसे फोन बंद कर देते हो, वैसे फोन नहीं बंद करती हो ना? Okay, perfect. Then we are good. And Nat, who's most likely to cheer everybody up on a tough day?
Saika.
Okay. The fashionista of the team?
I'm gonna go definitely with Harry Almond.
Okay. And tell me who talks a lot? सबसे ज़्यादा बात कौन करता है?
सजना.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much. Can we have a huge round of applause? Okay, I'm going to close this conversation because I want to give all of you some time. So if we have any questions from the audience, please raise your hands and our team will come to you. Any questions from the audience? Guys, this is your moment. Oh, we have one question there in the back. Any question from the audience? Okay, I think, oh, we have one question there. Thank God, you saved me. Okay, one question there and one question in the back as well.
Silver, how do you feel in India for playing the cricket?
I enjoy coming to India and playing very much. I love playing in front of the crowds. The energy and the noise that we hear and we play in front of is incredible. Usually they are chanting RCB, but that's still the energy. It's really fun.
Shabnam, did you love the culture of India?
Of course I do. I mean, my background is Indian, so whenever I come here, like I mentioned, I feel like home, especially eating all the Indian curries and Indian food. So I definitely love coming here.
Saina, whenever you are going out from India, how do you feel?
अच्छा लगता है और बाहर के फूड खाने में भी मज़ा आता है क्योंकि इंडिया में जो खाते हैं वो हमेशा रेगुलर रहता है तो मज़ा आता है.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. एक question I think पीछे है, yes. You had a question.
Yeah, to Natalie. How do you balance your family and field?
It's difficult sometimes. Getting enough sleep obviously is important for cricket to recover, but Theo often doesn't give me enough sleep, so yeah, it can be very difficult. But it's what is more important is having my family with me and having their support. So I'm happy to take less hours sleep for them to be with me. So yeah, it's tricky at times, but I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions from the audience? Okay, can you please pass the mic?
So my question is to all the three players that if someday your game didn't go according to you or you lose the match, so what comes in your mind? How you think to do comeback in the next match?
I guess initially we'd be pretty disappointed that we've lost the game and be thinking, you know, what could we have done differently that might have changed the result. I guess in T20 cricket, something so small can change the result so quickly. So yeah, I think moving on, reviewing, I guess talking about in the team what's happened and moving on very quickly in terms of what we can do better, what we need to continue doing that we've done really well so far. Because in a tournament like the WPL, the games are so quick and the tournament is over so quickly that if you start dwelling on things, then it could go really badly. So yeah, moving on fast.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely 100% agree with what Nat said, but I also think that it boils down to execution. So obviously, if you know you want to be executable and it doesn't go well, it's easier done than said. So obviously in training, we want to execute to a certain percentage and we want to try and execute as best as we can, but we're just running in and we don't know how to execute, and it's a different situation obviously. But like Nat said, just obviously going back, working on the positives and knowing what we've done wrong, and then obviously just moving on as quick as we can.
साइका, आप कैसे कम बैक करते हो अगर कोई मैच हार गए एंड देन नेक्स्ट डे हाउ डू यू कम बैक?
सेम ऐसा रहता है कि बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ. नेक्स्ट मैच ऐसा है कि एक टीम जीतेगा एक टीम हारेगा, बस वो प्रोसेस में ध्यान रखना है और क्या गलती हुई है उससे सीख के नेक्स्ट मैच में बेटर करना है.
Absolutely. Thank you.
My question is for Shabnim. I have this quote from you which says, I want the youngsters to look up to me, not only as a cricketer, but as a human being as well. So I want to know, like, how do you want to be remembered in future, apart from cricket?
Yeah, so obviously I firmly believe what you do outside the cricketing field is what you do inside. So obviously, like I mentioned, it's being that professional athlete on and off the field, like how people portray and see me, that's how I want them to see me on and off the field as well. Not only just as a fast bowler, but also the person that I am and the character that I show on and off the field as well.
We have one question here and then at the end as well. Yeah.
मैम, आप सब लोगों के लिए मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि आप लोग अर्थ सेव अर्थ के बारे में क्या कोई कंट्रीब्यूशन किया है आप लोगों ने? कोई करने वाले हो ऐसा कोई प्रोजेक्ट है आपके पास?
Sir, I would. So we are talking about Saver, but if we could restrict the questions to only cricket, that would be great. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, let's go for the next question.
As a team, what is the one ritual or the one recital that you have before you go for every match? Before every match, if there's a ritual or a recital that you do before like every match, if there's one.
I'm very weird in that sense. So for me, basically, it's obviously I need to make sure like I'm OCD, so everything in my room is like perfect. My sneakers are set nicely, my clothes are ironed. So basically, a day before a match, I like to obviously visualize what I want to do in the game. Obviously, look at batters and know how I want to execute to them. And then also another weird one is just ironing my clothes the night before, so I know how to set it and I know exactly. Like when I wake up in the morning, this is what I need to pack in my bag so I don't forget anything. So just having that ritual of keeping everything in a certain area or knowing what I need to do just before I leave the game.
I don't have any rituals like that. But when I'm batting, before facing the ball, I always tap the bat twice on the ground, and in my head I say this ball, just to keep me present and thinking about that delivery only.
Thank you so much. Saika, आपका कोई ritual है before the match? ऐसे कुछ special आप करते हो क्या?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं.
Nothing. Just self-belief, like you talked about. That's nice. Okay, with that, can we have a huge round of applause for our champions? We are going to start with the photo op, and we're going to start with 2 rows, and then we'll go to the next 2 rows, and everybody together for a group picture. Now, very important that please do not do the signing and everything here, or do not take selfies. We're going to only have a group picture with all of us.